How you doing? It's been a busy day today. I got a lot on my mind. I only have a weekend off, so it's like I go through all these posts and it's like, boom. You know, sometimes I repress something long enough, a post might trigger my reaction. That's what usually happens, to be honest with you. So, you know, I got all the repressed feelings. I must let them out. Well, I got a friend of mine named Lisa. And she's an animal activist, but she's the kind that does the animal shelters. So she'll say, she'll be the one posting up in her area what dogs need to be adopted. How long they've been there. She's trying to, as dogs and animals are coming in, she's trying to promote them to come out. And I'm for that. I mean, I took in 5 cats, and 10 years later, I'm down to 2. I adopted a bunch out, and actually I had one run away on me last year too. So, I'm down to 2, and that's fine. I mean, such is life, circle of life. What I don't get is the crazies, the nutbags. I had this dude Russell give me. I was going through my, the feed of everybody's posting over in the Facebook world, and I noticed this picture of slaughtered pigs, or pigs with cut throats. Now, I live in Florida. Hogs are considered a nuisance, but they're also considered lunch. So, I mean, and they're a pestilence, really. So they promote disease. They give disease. Pigs are just a nasty fucking animal. But a farm pig, well, they get slaughtered too. Basically the same way. They get their throats slit and they're bled out, hung up upside down, and their blood's drained out. Now, some people might think it's horrible, it's whatever, but when was the last time you had your ham sandwich? Or what was it called? Cheese? Was it some cheese meat or something like that? Well, it's made out of facial meat of the pig. Or you have head cheese, that's what it's called. And then you have bacon, So you said, oh, that's fucking horrible. You're snacking on a BLT, You don't think it's horrible. The process might be gruesome, but a lot of these people from PETA, they're just Nazis. They're nuts. They're out of their fucking mind. I don't support any crazy people. When I was a MySpace troll, I went to a site that was for basically not to declaw cats. Sounds kind of weird, but they have weird groups for everything, right? How long is your toenail clippings, whatever. And this one about declawing cats, to actually show the process, which the process itself was kind of gruesome. But I do remember watching on a video a more censored version of the process, and a veterinarian looked at the camera and said, well, I don't like doing it myself, but if the choice was to declaw a cat or to euthanize him, declare him. I mean, he'll have a healthy life in the house. So, you got a choice. Have your fingertips cut off or die. Just call me Stubby. So, that's one aspect. So I went to the site and I saw all this, gore of declawing cats. Big propaganda about it. Well, as the troll, which was anonymous, I was a character named Bunny Loki. There's a little wee rabbit with a rubber ducky in its mouth. And I hopped in there, and pardon the pun, and I started posting up videotapes of how dogs and cats were actually being cooked as an entree from different places that eat dog and cat. And of course, it was horrific, horrible emotions. Everybody's screaming, hollering. Well, it's all about perspective and culture. We see animals as pets, period, or they have rights. I believe that if you're going to have a food animal, they should be they should be treated in a humane way, or they should not simply be abused. You're going to kill a chicken, you kill it. You don't, shot put it into 20, 30 yards away just because it's going to die anyway. You might as well, drop kick it and see how far it can go. That to me is bullshit. That kind of person needs to go to jail and have a roommate that thinks the same way. But there's pictures of all slaughtered pigs. There's going to be a URL underneath this YouTube video, so if you want to see this, go to YouTube in this video and you'll have the link. My sarcasm was blatant. I just basically was like, bacon, sweet bacon. Oh, the ham. Can't wait for the ham. You know, and hungry. I'm hungry. So the original poster was on my friend list. Russell went off and was like, I hope you die, and it's, you know, it's in your arteries and all this stuff. And he's no longer my friend. I can't have dumbasses like that around me. I understand the awareness factor, but there's also a shock factor where you honestly push the envelope so far of awareness that people just shut off. If I see a picture, it was on his wall. I didn't see it in my passing, but he had it on his wall where he had an elephant killed and his face was chopped off for the ivory for religious implements or something like that. And you know, quite frankly, with so much going on in the world, I would rather worry about what's going on in my backyard and then move out, you know. So I'm not worried about no fucking elephant across the world. Sorry, elephant lovers. And when it comes to slaughtered pigs, yes, it's a slaughterhouse. They die, they're food. We eat them. Yum. But when you got people out there just throwing the process in your face like, this is what happens, that's one aspect I have of it. Here's my other aspect. I love watching the show Mountain Men. If you don't kill something, you will die. Either one, something will kill you and eat you, or two, well, you'll starve. So, obviously, you hunt and kill the animals you have. You skin them, you gut them, and then you process the food. You know, can them, cook them, smoke them, make beef jerky, whatever. So that is also a way of life, and it's very more truth to reality, black and white, right and wrong, live or die, that type of way of thinking, because there's no room for politics. You want to negotiate with a bear as to why he should not, why he should die or not die. He doesn't have that in his head. He just sees you as breakfast, lunch, and maybe dinner. And a pack of wolves. You negotiate with them. I'm sure the bureaucracy there will tell you otherwise, what they think. So, this is how I think, because maybe it's just that I'm a little bit more primal. If anything's going to be my food source, I will kill it, cook it, and eat it. And if I live out in the woods especially, it won't be even a thought in my mind. It flies, it crawls, it runs, it screams, it bleeds, it's in my belly. But these PETA people, or these activists that really push, the gore zone, well, it's not gore, it's a process. They like to go off and make it, horrific and show you the 20-30 seconds, not the full hour of actually processing an animal. And then the funny part is, at the later stages of processing, guess what happens? You no longer see it as an animal. You do see it as lunch, breakfast, and bacon and ham. That's why they don't want to show you that part. What they want to show you is the kicking and screaming. Well, if something was going to eat you, you'd be kicking and screaming too, wouldn't you? That's called life. I think the problem is we're so wrapped up in a non-predatory world that we don't understand that we are the ultimate predators, to the point where we kill through automation, not in survival mode in the woods. I do believe that there should not be an abuse or abused animals. I don't think they should kill animal for sport or for trophy. I do believe that it should be killed for food. And if it's going to be used as food, use all of it. Its hide, its bones, you name it. That's just how I see it. But that's how I come with it. But when I have people out there, especially on my friend list, shoving this shit down my throat about, oh, the poor fucking animals, I'm just thinking lunch. They're bred to be food. They're not bred for their milk like cows. They're not bred for anything else but. So to me, I think it's funny. It's taken out of context so fucking much. I just don't want to deal with the people that are involved in that kind of shit. And to me, that kind of extremism sets people off where they don't want to even partake in helping them. It might shock them, but the funny thing is, we won't look away from the post. We start looking away from the person. Because if you're gonna shock us or horrify us of the process. I put myself in the place where I actually watched the whole process. And I was right. You look at it as dinner by the time you watch the end of it. You might be grossed out in the beginning, like, oh, you know, poor whatever the fuck's being processed. But at the end, you're like, oh, ribs. Oh, hey, rump roast. Oh, hey, you know, and you think that way at the end. And that's what they don't want to show you. You know, I kind of want to make counter videos and stuff, but quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. But the problem I had was the person who posted this, Russell, felt as though he wanted to tell me that he hopes I die from it. And that's fine, you know, but, you know, it shows you the value of life he has, you know, over a human versus an animal, or whatever the case may be. So I think his priorities are a little fucked up. That's why I bounced him. But anyways, I just want to share this with you. I thought it was kind of funny. No, I don't believe in animal abuse. I do believe that if you have food, that's where food comes from, and people want to make it a big deal out of it, and it shouldn't be. It's how they're processed. If you're out living in the woods, you process them pretty much the same way. Less automation, and fact is, you're the one with a knife gutting it, skinning it, cutting it, and processing it. So, yeah, you know, your hands get dirty. And so for me, thinking outside this fear factor box that people want to put other people in, I just basically exclude them from my circles, because I don't like to live in fear. I don't want to live in disgust, and the last thing I want to do is being manipulated by people trying to horrify me in my dietary needs or intake. Quite frankly, you know, I'm more vegan than vegans are, even though I do eat my chicken. I know it's an oxymoron, but have you ever met a vegan that's actually in shape and skinny? The ones I meet are very big. Bigger than me, and bigger than I was when I was big, but they're telling me how healthy it was. Kind of like a fat guy trying to tell you how to diet. Get my saying? So when you see all this crazy shit, it's like, yeah, okay, fine, but you know, what are they doing about it besides posting up videos or pictures? Are they spending their money to help the cause? Are they volunteering to stop this? More than likely, no. They just want to be attention fucking whores. And they want to bring awareness to this, which has very little to no effect to them. I like to deal with shit that deals with me and my community, or communities. Eating animals is a fact of life. If you don't like it, don't eat them. You're going to push your shit on me about it, you're gone. Anyways. That was kind of a funny post. Like I said, the URL underneath this video shows you what happened. Oh, just my response, at least, on the dead pigs, and you know, this guy preaching about, do you really like to see this? Yes. Bacon, ham, head cheese. You know, of course I say that and they get all pissed off because their message is gone down the fucking toilet. Hey, what do you expect? You asked for it, you got it. Toyota. Take care. Be well. Silly shit things happening on Facebook. I just think it's too funny, but I'm on there a lot. Then I got my other 15 other networks. Catch you later. Bye for now.